Hello my friends, I am Kyle. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Pensando, Inglés, where I bring you videos that can help you to improve your English and your life at the same time. So for that reason, I think this is some of the most valuable content on the internet if you are a Spanish speaker trying to improve your English and your life. So now that you're here, now that you know a little bit about what we do here on this channel, I've got a good topic today. I've got a very important topic, okay? So this video is going to be mainly for young men who are single, who are not married yet, okay? However, it can be a valuable video, can be interesting to anybody, okay? Anybody who is trying to improve their English. So what I am going to talk about today is why having a good wife is so important in a man's life. Okay? Choosing a wife will be one of the most important things you ever do in your life as a young man. Okay? You don't have to be young. Some people get married later in life. Some people don't ever get married. But if you're a young man who is trying to build himself up, build a wonderful, incredible life, the woman you choose to help you with that goal is so important. And in this video, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about why it's so important, how a wonderful woman can help make your life so much better, okay? So let's start off by talking about assets and liabilities, okay? These are financial terms, meaning they have to do with money. What is an asset and what is a liability? An asset is something that makes you money, okay? It helps you to make more money. A liability is something that loses you money, okay? So an asset is gold, silver, investing in the stock market, buying real estate to rent, okay? A liability is when you buy something that does not help you make money. Buying a car that is fancier than you need, buying Gucci purses, Louis Vuitton. These things are liability because they cost you money. You have to spend money on them, but they do not bring you money back. All right, why am I talking about financial things in a video about the importance of a good wife? Well, because your wife is either going to be the biggest asset in your life or the biggest liability. Let me explain. How can a wife be a liability? If you have the wrong woman in your life, she is going to cost you so much money in many different ways. One, she's not going to help you with the responsibilities of handling your financial situation. Two, she might go spend all your money without talking to you about it. She might go to the store every day to buy clothes, okay? She might always want to go on vacations that you guys really can't afford. All right, she might get a credit card without telling you and then stack up a bunch of debt. And next thing you know, you're getting a bill in the mail for thousands of dollars. Okay? I have seen women cost men so much money. Okay? And this isn't even talking about later if you guys get divorced and then you have to pay so much more and for lawyers and then, child support possibly. So the wrong woman can be the biggest liability in your whole life, all right? Now, all that sounds terrible, I know. But guys, that's why it's so important to make sure that you choose a good woman to be with if you're gonna marry her, okay? So how can a good woman be the best asset in your life? If you have a good woman, she is going to add so much value to your life in many ways, all right? So how are some ways that a good woman will add value in your life? One, it's possible she may work as well. She might be a very smart woman and have a good job. And believe me, 2 jobs pay a lot more than 1 job, right? So in that way, she might add to your situation financially. Even if she doesn't work, being a mother and a stay-at-home wife will help you be able to go and make more money, okay? An example is if your wife works as well. Yeah, she's gonna make more money, but then you have to pay somebody to watch your kids. All right, she has to have a car, she has to use the train. This all costs money. But if your wife stays at home and takes care of your kids, you can go and work harder. You can work extra, okay? Because you know that your kids are taken care of. You know that you have a good woman at home taking care of your house and taking care of the things that need to be done, okay? If you are worried about cleaning and doing the laundry and stuff, okay, you won't be as focused on your job. But if you know you have a wonderful woman at home who's holding the fort is an expression that means she is taking care of the house. She's taking care of your base. That is an asset, guys, because then you can go and focus on your passions, your careers, all right? That's just an example. I'm not saying a wife has to stay at home, okay? But a good wife will add to your life in one of those ways. Either she will help you by going out and helping you guys both make more money, or she will be at home taking care of things so that you do not have to worry and you can focus on making the money and improving your family's financial situation. So remember that, guys, when thinking about the woman you want to marry. Think, is this woman going to be a liability? Is she going to cost me money? Is she going to get me in trouble and always cause me problems? One other way that a woman could be a liability is if she stresses you out. If she's always fighting with you, guys, you're not going to be focused on your job. You're not going to be focused on bettering your situation. You're going to be worried about that fight you had last night with that crazy lady at your house, okay? So either the woman will be your biggest liability or your biggest asset, because a wonderful woman will push you towards your goals. A bad woman will pull you away from them, okay? I've learned that the hard way. And believe me, guys, a good woman is an asset. Okay, so I am married, for those of you who don't know, and I can truly say that my wife is an asset. Let me talk a little bit about the ways that my wife's an asset. One, she works hard, okay? My wife has a good job. She makes almost as much as I do. So together, we're doing really well, all right? We are doing so much better together than either of us would be able to do alone. So my wife is a huge asset in that way. In another way, she helps me with my son. She helps take care of the house. She does most of the house stuff, to be honest. I try my best to help, but a lot of times I have a lot going on. My wife is the biggest asset in my life. She's my partner. She encourages me. She gives me motivation to be better, okay? Because I'm trying to live up to and be the man that my wife thinks I am. So every day I work harder. She is a huge asset, all right? Now I want to tell you guys something that a pastor told my wife and I. My wife and I went to her church and we spoke to her pastor because we wanted to get some advice for marriage from somebody who knows about the Bible and knows about wisdom. And he told us a lot of very important things, very deep things. But one thing he said that really stuck with me, he talked about something called synergy. I believe in Spanish you would say sinergia. Now this is when two separate forces are working together, okay? And when these two separate forces come together as one, they are stronger than both of the two things could be separate. The example he said is dos bueyes, okay? We would say oxen. So two oxen who pull plows to farm fields, okay? And the example he said was, let's say one oxen can pull 500 pounds. The other ox can pull 500 pounds too. So when you put them together, you would think that they could pull 1,000 pounds, right? Because each one can do 500. He said no. He said there's something magical that happens when you have two of them. And this magical force is called synergy. When you put the two oxen that could each pull 500 pounds together, they are then capable of pulling 1,500 pounds, okay? So what he was trying to explain to us is that when two people or two forces come together and work together in synergy and unison together as a team, as a unit, they are able to do much more than the two individuals on their own, okay? And I have seen this firsthand, guys. With my wife and I, we are doing so good with our finances. We are doing better than we ever imagined we would because we are working together as a team, okay? And with that synergy, we are able to work together. We're able to pay all of our bills. We're able to save for emergencies, and we're able to invest in our future, okay? And this is just incredible, guys. It is almost a magical force that happens when two things are working together in synergy, and I've seen it firsthand. So I'm telling you guys, even if you are married, if you and your wife are not on the same page, maybe go see a pastor, maybe go see a counselor. Get on the same page with your partner, because I promise, when you guys are working together like this, you are so much stronger going forward. So get into that state of synergy with your wife, okay? And if you're not married yet, find a woman who will work with you like that, okay? Not one who will fight, one who will come together and work with you and push forward together. Because that's what a marriage is, guys. It's a business. It's a love relationship. It's a team, all right? That person is going to be your number one business partner, okay? She's going to be your lover. She's going to be your friend, your partner. You're going to need her for so much, and she's going to need you. So pick someone who you could depend on, okay, to pull that weight with you, all right? Women are strong in different ways, but when you work together, you will be so much stronger, okay? All right, guys. A couple other things I want to talk about is that a woman will give you courage. A good woman will give you courage to chase your dreams, okay? And this is how I told you guys, I've seen from experience that a woman can be your biggest liability or your biggest asset, okay? Let me tell you what will happen if you marry a woman who is not the right one, who will not be an asset. If you marry a woman who will be a liability, let me tell you how this will go from experience, okay? An example. You have a dream, okay? Maybe you want to open your own business, okay? Maybe you want to start investing in real estate. Maybe you want to go back to school and become a lawyer, but you know it's going to be very difficult, okay? You know it's going to be a difficult journey. So you go to your wife, who is not a good wife in this situation, and you tell her, baby, I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm going to have to be away for a while, but I really think this is the right choice for us as a family. I have to go chase this dream, baby. Do you support me? The wrong woman is going to say, no, I don't think we should do that. It's going to be too hard. I don't think you'll be able to. I think you need to stay at your job now because it's safe and we need the money, okay? That woman potentially just cost you millions of dollars. That woman potentially just cost you the happiness in your life that you didn't even know was possible. That woman possibly just cost you succeeding and realizing your dream, okay? Because she didn't support you, because she's a liability and not an asset. That happens, guys. The right woman will the wrong woman, the liability, she will pull you away from your dreams. She will take you away from them, and as long as you're with her, you will never achieve your dreams. Now, let's talk about the woman who is an asset, the right woman, the good wife, the wonderful woman behind the strong man, okay? Because behind every great man is a great woman. So there's a clip that's been going viral on Instagram of President Nayib Bukele kissing his wife, okay? Everybody talks about how wonderful and strong and awesome, chingon, chévere Nayib Bukele is, and he is. But look at how he kisses his wife, okay? I guarantee you there have been moments where he was weak, okay, where he thought the whole world was against him and he could never achieve his goals. And I could just tell by looking at how he kisses that woman that she supported him, she lifted him up, she pushed him out and told him, you can do it. You are the man I believe you are. You are the great president. You will change the world. I could tell just by looking at them that his wife is an asset. And that's what the right woman will do, okay? She will push you to your goals. She will make you feel like a giant who cannot be beat, okay? And let me give you guys an example of how I've seen this with my wife. Just the other day, something happened that means the world to me and shows me that my wife is an asset, not a liability. So guys, I have a good job, but I do not like it, okay? I do not want to be there anymore. So I've been studying and learning and consuming as much knowledge as I can about what I want to do. And guys, I'm not going to talk about what I'm trying to get into yet. One day when I do it, I will make videos about it, but I'm not going to talk about it until I do it, okay? Because I talk about things I take action on. So right now I'm in the planning stage. But one day it's going to require me to bet on myself and take a risk, leave the safe job, and invest everything I have into my dream. I told my wife that. I said, baby, I'm going to bet on myself. I know I could do this. I know I could change our world, okay? I can make us successful and live the dream life we always dreamed of, but never thought was real, okay? I said, can I count on you? Can I count on you to be there with me if we make it, or even if I fail? Will you be with me when we're sleeping in a big, beautiful house, or even if we fail and we have to sleep in our cars? And she said, I swear I'll be with you. I promise you. Okay? She said, I trust you. And when that time comes, I'll support you. I'll be there for you when you make that decision. And if you succeed and win and get your goal, I'll be there. And if you fail, I'll be there. Do you guys have any idea the courage that gives a man to know that his wife will be there if he succeeds or he fails? That is an asset, my friends. That is something that does not have a price. Okay, it's worth all the money in the world. A man who has that is already rich. He has already achieved his goals. There's no way he could fail if he's got the right mind and a woman like that. All right? Guys, find you a woman like that. All right, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was good English with some good vocabulary. And I hope that my young guys out there, my Juans, my Stevens, my young men who I know are working every day to be successful. I hope you keep this in mind, guys, because it'll be the most important choice you ever make. All right? Finding the right woman who will push you towards your dreams instead of pulling you away from them. All right, my friends, like this video. Please leave me a comment. Tell me down below. It really helps, guys, when you give me comments. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. And if you want to support me and the channel even further, you could join the membership. There's a link down below. In this membership, I add very valuable videos, guys. Deep things, deep spiritual things, things about love, very important things, okay? The last video I put on was a guided meditation. And today I posted a very inspirational quote. I shared my thoughts about that to give my members a little bit of reading practice. Guys, I really think there's a lot of value on that membership. If you want to check out the membership down below, it's $3 a month. That $3 will go to support the channel, and moving forward, we'll also support local charities because I'm all about giving back, all right? Just so you guys can trust that I use the money responsibly, I did have a Patreon in the past, and every penny that I earned from that Patreon fed local families in my city, okay? I took all the profits from that, I bought food, and I took it to a food pantry so that people near me could go and get the food and give their families a good dinner. All right, so that's the kind of thing that money will go to if you click the link down below and support the channel by becoming a member. All right, les quiero, les aprecio, y como siempre, muchísimas gracias por ver. Nos vemos pronto.